Hello students, this is my next lecture on group theory, lecture 6. I am discussing properties of group. In the last lecture, I have discussed property 2 and property 3. In this lecture, I will discuss the rest properties of group. The fourth property of group is cancellation law. In a group G, first, A operation B is equal to A operation C implies B is equal to C. This is called left cancellation law. This one. And secondly, if B operation A is equal to C operation A, this also implies B is equal to C, and this is called right cancellation law. So the proof is, let GO be a group and let E be the identity of G. Let A inverse be the inverse of an element A in G. Then we have A operation A inverse is equal to E is equal to A inverse operation A for all A belongs to G. By the definition of group, existence of inverse, if inverse of an element exists, then A operation A inverse is equal to E, the identity element. Take it as equation 1. Now, our first relation is A operation B is equal to A operation C. This implies B is equal to C. So, we start with taking A operation B is equal to A operation C. Now, if we pre-multiply this equation by A inverse, we have A inverse operation A operation B is equal to A inverse operation A operation C. This implies A inverse operation A operation B is equal to A inverse operation A operation C by using associative law. And by using equation 1, A operation A inverse is equal to E. So we will get E operation B is equal to E operation C, and by the definition of identity element, E operation B is equal to B and E operation C is equal to C. So we will get B is equal to C. Now the second form is the left hand side of the second term is B operation A is equal to C operation A implies B is equal to C. So we will start by taking B operation A is equal to C operation A. Now in this case, if we post multiplying the above equation by A inverse, we have B operation A inverse is equal to C operation A inverse. Again, by associative law, this can be written as B operation in bracket A operation A inverse is equal to C operation in bracket A operation A inverse. Now again, A operation A inverse is identity. So we will get B operation E is equal to C operation E using equation 1. And by identity element, B operation E is equal to B and C operation E is equal to C. So in this case also we will get B is equal to C. Next property is called reversal law. This is very important property of group. Reversal law, in a group, A operation B whole inverse is equal to B inverse operation A inverse. That means if we write it in a language, the meaning of the left hand side is, what is the inverse of A operation B? Inverse of A operation B, we have to prove this, that inverse of A operation B is B inverse operation A inverse. Okay, so just recall the property of inverse. If B is inverse of A in G, then we write A operation B is equal to E. You have to remember this. If B is the inverse of A, then we write A operation B is equal to E. So, if B inverse operation A inverse is the inverse of A operation B, then we have to prove A operation B operation B inverse operation A inverse is equal to E. This thing you have to understand. So, come to the proof. Let GO be a group and E be the identity of G. Let A inverse be the inverse of A in G. Then we have A operation A inverse is equal to E is equal to A inverse operation A for all A belongs to G. Let B inverse be the inverse of B in G. Then we have B operation B inverse is equal to E is equal to B inverse operation B for all B belongs to G. Take the first one as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Now, to show that A operation B whole inverse is B inverse operation A inverse, we have to show that, as I have discussed, A operation B inverse operation A inverse is equal to E. The opposite is also equal to E, that is B inverse operation A inverse operation A operation B is also equal to E. So, first we will prove this one. So, start by taking the left hand side only, that is we take A operation B inverse operation A inverse. Here you treat A operation B as two elements and treat this as a single element, this one. So, two elements are in the bracket and treating B inverse operation A inverse as a single element, we have three elements. So, we apply associative law by taking this. So, A operation B are two elements. So, if we apply associative law, this will split into this part. A operation in bracket B operation B inverse operation A inverse by using associative law. Again in the bracket we have three elements B inverse A inverse. The last two terms are in the bracket. So if we apply associative law here, the first two terms will be in the bracket. So if we again apply associative law in the bracket, we will get like this: A operation B inverse in the bracket operation A inverse using associative law. Now B operation B inverse is identity. In equation 2 we have B operation B inverse is E. So we are left with E operation A inverse. E is the identity element. So E operation A inverse is A inverse. So finally we will get A operation A inverse, which is E, by using equation 1. Now we will prove this part. So we will start with taking this part, B inverse operation A inverse operation A operation B. Again these two element B inverse operation A inverse, these are treated as two elements and A operation B is treated as a single element. So there are three elements, B inverse, A inverse and A operation B. Now again apply associative law. We will get B inverse operation, A inverse operation, A operation B. Again within the bracket, again apply associative law. We will get A inverse operation A in bracket operation B. A inverse operation A becomes E, so we will get E operation B. E is the identity element, so E operation B is B. And finally B inverse operation B is equal to E using equation 2. So finally we have A operation B inverse operation A inverse is equal to E is equal to B inverse operation A inverse operation A operation B. Hence A operation B inverse is equal to B inverse operation A inverse. Proved. Now the last property of the group is existence and uniqueness of solution. That means if A and B are any two elements of a group G, then the equations A operation X is equal to B and next equation Y operation A is equal to B have unique solutions in G. Come to the proof. Again we have this equation given, so we will start by taking A operation X is equal to B. Pre-multiplying both sides by A inverse, we have A inverse operation A operation X is equal to A inverse operation B. Applying associative law, A inverse operation A operation X is equal to A inverse operation B. A inverse operation A becomes E. So E operation X is equal to A inverse operation B. E operation X is X. So finally we will get X is equal to A inverse operation B. Now we have to verify that this is the element of G or not. So since A inverse belongs to G and also B belongs to G, so A inverse operation B belongs to G by which property? By closure law. Hence X belongs to G is a solution of G. Similarly, for the next equation, Y operation A is equal to B. If we post multiplying this by A inverse, we will get Y operation A in bracket operation A inverse is equal to B operation A inverse. Again applying associative law, we will get Y operation A inverse is equal to B operation A inverse. So finally we will get Y operation E that is equal to Y. So we will not discuss this part, we will directly write Similarly, we can show that Y is equal to B operation A inverse and which is also a member of G is a solution of Y operation A is equal to B in G. Now to show that the solution of A operation X is equal to B is unique, let us suppose if possible there are two different solutions, say x1 and x2 of equation A operation X is equal to B. So if x1 and x2 are solutions of A operation X is equal to B, that means they must satisfy the equation. So we will get A operation x1 is equal to B and A operation x2 is equal to B. Now the right hand side is equal, so we can equate the left hand side. So we will get A operation x1 is equal to A operation x2. Now by left cancellation law, we will get x1 is equal to x2. Similarly, we can show that if y1 and y2 are two solutions of the equation Y operation A is equal to B, then in the similar manner we will get y1 is equal to y2. Hence, the solutions are unique. These are the properties of group. In the next lecture, I will discuss some definitions of group. Thank you.